The next episode of The Commercial Break starts now.
Yes, sir, cats and kittens. Welcome back to another episode of The Commercial Break. I'm Brian Green. This is my dear friend, Chrissy Hoadley. Best to you, Chrissy.
Best to you, Brian.
Best to you out there in the podcast universe. Thanks for joining us on yet another episode of this Commercial Break. Okay, here it goes. This TikTok thing is out of control.
What part?
The kids.
What part about
it?
The
kids are liking the TikTok.
The kids these days.
Kids are on the TikTok. Kids these days always on the tick and then they're talking. They're always doing that TikTok shit.
And you don't stop.
I love watching it. I don't get it. I'm not into it. I don't do it, but I like watching it.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
So recently I was watching a video that seemed pretty popular on TikTok, but I couldn't understand why. And what it was a guy way high up in a cell phone tower, and he was staring down at what looked to be two cars parked, like one right in front of the other.
Yeah.
And one of them looked like a police car and another one looked like an SUV.
Okay.
And what he was trying to zoom in on, but he was so high up he couldn't really zoom in on it too much, was there was people standing behind the SUV. I saw it. It had like 125,000 hearts or something, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of hearts for a video of two people parked in front of each other.
Yeah.
What I just learned, because it became a news story, is that it was an actual video of a police officer fucking a woman behind her car while he was on duty. And he didn't realize that there was a guy up in the cell phone tower taking a video of him. And
well, that cop shit is hot.
That cop shit is hot, man. You got to be careful when you're a cop. You can't be banging people behind your cruiser. I mean, listen. If this was any other profession, this would be a funny video, right?
Yeah.
Like if the electric company guy was banging somebody behind the electric company guy, the milkman or some shit like that. It would be funny. But this cop, who apparently is a bad cop, like he's done a bunch of shit. Now his whole records come out.
And it could have been like in retaliation, like if you do this, I won't take you to jail or something.
Well, that's why when you work for the government, they want to know everything about you. It's because they want to know. They even want to know your credit score. They want to know every financial transaction you've ever done because they're concerned that somebody gets a hold of those records and says, "I know you did this or didn't pay taxes on that," and then all of a sudden you're fucked. But now it's like the TikTok, Andy Warhol said everyone.
What happened with that? What was the outcome?
He got fired.
Okay.
Obviously, right? He got fired, but he was also apparently like not a good cop. He had been gone from
dirty
here
cop.
in Georgia.
He was very dirty.
He was very dirty. He had a sock cock. He was fucking slapping it around in the back of that cruiser.
It was in Georgia?
It was in Millen, Georgia.
Oh, great.
Millen, Georgia is 170 miles away south of Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
That is in no man's fucking land.
Mm-hmm.
Population 3,500. That is a tiny, tiny little nowhere
They're
town.
on the TikTok
They're
out
on
there.
the TikTok, 15.5 million views.
Oh, shit.
Can you imagine? The only thing that makes this story better is if the guy is married. Doesn't make it better for the wife. Makes it better just in general for the story. But I just keep on thinking to myself, Andy Warhol said, everyone will have their 15 minutes of fame.
That's
He
true.
said this back in like the late 60s or
I've been watching the
70s.
documentary, actually, on HBO.
On Andy Warhol?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Fascinating character.
Very fascinating.
He said that, and now for many years I've kind of thought, well, that probably is going to happen. Look at us.
You look at
I think we're on minute number 14 and a half of what little fame we probably will receive because of this stupid fucking podcast. And, this TikTok.
Well, we have to keep going with it now. Speaking of people knowing your background, I can't get any other job now.
No, you're not going to get another job. Are you kidding me? I mean, that is a serious consideration for this podcast. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like at some point, I realized, probably 50 episodes in, and at 50 episodes in, I mean, I don't want to be braggadocious about the traffic because I know lots of podcasters, and it's all about perspective. If you do a podcast about model trains, 1,500 downloads, you might be the best model train podcaster in the world, right? But
for sure.
To put it in perspective, we're a comedy podcast. There could be a broad audience, for our show.
Who doesn't like comedy?
What's that?
Who doesn't like comedy?
Well, lots of people don't like our kind of comedy. I'll tell you that right now. I'm tuned into that.
5 stars, I hate it.
5 stars. Hate it. Unrelatable. Unfunny. Obnoxious. 5 stars. When we had like 1,500 downloads, episode number 40 or 50 or whatever it was, I remember thinking to myself, coming to the realization, I was at the beach. I was taking a walk or run down the beach.
Reflecting.
And I came to the realization that there is no way that this is ever going to come off the internet 100%.
Plus, our credit score has gone way down.
Our credit score is...
since we've been doing
Well, that's because we spend so much money on this fucking show and we don't make it back. But the realization is we're not getting another job. No, someone's going to look at the show and they're going to go, I can't have some former cokehead stripper banging, jailed criminal in my organization.
Right.
Or, I don't know, maybe they will.
Maybe there's a niche.
Maybe there's a niche for
that.
Derelict podcasters.
Derelict. Good guy. Good guy.
I'm a good guy.
You're a great guy.
Thank you.
You're my best friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, you could be a derelict also, and then you could be...
I just haven't told about it.
I know, you don't talk about it.
There's a reason we're best friends.
I'm the asshole who keeps my
There's
mouth
a reason
motoring.
we're running buddies.
That's right. Like, let him take all the responsibility.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. It's what's going to happen.
What it is. Maybe I could become a police officer, though.
Yeah. Well, police officers, who cares? When think about it, 10 years from now, 12, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, when we're in our 50s,
Yes.
right? When we're in our 50s, and let's say the whole podcast thing didn't pan out to be $1 million operation.
We didn't get bought by
we didn't
Spotify.
get bought by anybody. And then it's like, oh, well, I guess I got to retire now. I shouldn't give you ideas because then you'll call me tomorrow and be like, I'm done with the podcast. But I have thought about
I'm in
this.
deep now.
Yeah, we're in deep. We're in way too deep. So please visit our sponsor, Specialized URLs and Codes. We need that capital. Please. One of the reviews that we got, and then I got some feedback from additional listeners, and I think that they're probably right. We oftentimes, because I don't like to make the show too much longer than an hour usually,
right.
I don't feel that people... and I think this would
kind
be
of a good nugget of
it's a good nugget of time. We do 3 hours a week. So
we do.
It's a lot of content.
We do 3 hours a week, but we record 3 days a week.
Yeah, we record 3 days
and
3 days a week.
And what's supposed to be that I get here at 12:30 means we start at 1:30.
And then you're supposed to leave by 3:30 and you leave by 6. That's right.
Exactly.
Because inevitably I got to change a diaper. We talk for half an hour. Someone takes a phone call. I got to text message somebody. Yeah. None of the equipment works for the millionth time. Yeah. So we record. So we put out our output. Our throughput is 3 hours a week, and that's a lot of content to create and to put out. So, but what we're in the bad habit of doing, and we got to straighten this out some way, shape, or form. And I think the right thing to do is to start a little earlier on the meat and potatoes of the show. Number one. Number two, do a part 2 if we don't finish a video because people are complaining.
They're demanding.
They're demanding.
And it makes sense to me. If I was listening, and I listen to many other podcasts, I never listen to ours, but I listen to many other podcasts.
Either do I. I'm like, kidding. I edit these shows. I listen to these 7 times.
I did it. I was there.
True story.
I listen to many other podcasts, and I want to know what happens.
Of course you do. You want to know what the
human
end is.
nature.
Yeah. So
it's even like if I'm watching a bad show, I gotta know
get to the bottom of it.
Right. So we should give the viewers.
We should give you
the listeners and the viewers.
We should give you the respect you deserve and finish some of these videos that we never finish. And I'm so sorry about this.
We should make a whole week of part 2s.
Yeah. Well, this is going to start off the week of part 2s. So one of the ones specifically that people had mentioned was that we did the Theresa Caputo video, and we were only about 10 minutes into a 20-minute video.
Yeah. She's really honing her skills in. Does anyone have a leg?
Does anyone have a leg? Can I get somebody in the leg? Does somebody have a shoe?
Does somebody know someone that had a leg?
Did he stop breathing when he died?
Right.
Because he's telling me he stopped breathing. He's jumping up and down.
He's also saying salute.
Yeah, salute. He's jumping up and down on one leg, and that's my signal that he's jumping up and down on one leg. Theresa Caputo is ridiculous. She's being ridiculous, as she always does. We've talked about this ad nauseum on this show, but I'll say it again. Theresa Caputo is using a trick. This is a trick used by a lot of people, speakers, preachers, a lot of people who they're doing crowd work, and what she is doing is something that a lot of psychics, quote unquote, will do. And she casts a wide net and she starts saying very broad general things. Mm-hmm. Does someone have brown hair? Does someone have a father? Does someone?
I'm picturing someone that had a heart condition.
Someone was born through a vaginal canal.
Chair.
There's a chair.
Do you know someone that sat in a chair?
Are you sitting in a chair?
Right.
She goes broad, and then she starts working her way in
Until she finds a bait.
The person that will believe her, right? The person that's bought in.
When the fish bites.
Hook. Until someone gets hooked. That's until someone bites. And what...
We're hard-hitting journalists here at...
Only the finest journalism at TCB. So Theresa Caputo is doing what she is doing here on Anderson Cooper Live, which apparently is an online show that used to run after Anderson Cooper's show. She's in this audience, and she is having a hard time because people are playing along, but only with the very broad questions. Like, did someone have hair? Is there blue eyes?
And we also noticed there was like a bunch of people, 3 or so people that were communicating to her somehow. Anyways,
I got information.
We are being hard-hitting journalists on this. We're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. But I got information on that.
Oh, you did?
Someone actually told me that they had been in that studio. Someone contacted us. They had been in that studio, and that those 3 people on the side were Anderson's producers. They may have been pointing for the cameraman to go.
Oh.
Yeah. So we thought that she was getting signals.
We're starting conspiracy theories.
This is why people fucking hate us. They're like, you guys don't know shit. Okay, so here we go. Theresa Caputo with Anderson Cooper, a big crowd of people. She is working the crowd. Let's see if we can get back to kind of the place where we were.
Yeah, she had previously asked about a dementia person.
Yeah, let's see here.
Know that I knew that she was always there. Did you tell?
Let's move back just a little bit.
The sister was always there.
Yeah, I just wanted you.
I mean, that's a very narrow thing.
I just wanted you to know that your sister was always alive until she died. She's telling me that by spinning her finger around her head. Cuckoo in the cuckoo mode. Oh, she's talking to me. Spirit says. We also believe that Theresa Caputo is using her big hair to hide earpieces.
Yes.
Now, she may not be doing it at Anderson Cooper because I think she'd be afraid of getting caught.
It's a really bad hairstyle.
It's horrible. And who has that unless you're hiding something?
Exactly.
She knows that looks bad. She just needs something.
She's wearing like Louis Vuitton shoes. Yeah.
Okay.
Timers, or who had it? So, and did you always sit with your mom?
Did you ever have dinner with your mother? Did your mother ever feed you lunch? She's telling me by making a chewing noise, she's saying that you guys had lunch together. Is this correct? Does this sound familiar to you? Did you ever talk to your mother? She's saying you guys talked.
Is that true?
Did you know your mother's phone number? She's saying you knew her phone number.
Did you know her name?
Yeah. She's saying there's a series of digits that only you know in this audience. She's saying it's related to her cell phone. Do you know those numbers? Can you say them out loud? Does it have a 7 in it? Is there a 6? She's saying a 5. She's making a hand signal. Can't see it because I'm looking at you.
Let my daughter know that I knew that she was always there. Did you tell your mom it was okay to let go? She wants to thank you for that. She wants to thank you for releasing her soul here in the physical world.
What if the woman that she's talking to was like, no, I told her don't let go.
Yeah, I said,
Stay
Mom,
on.
we need you.
Stay.
Where is the will?
It's not okay to go.
Where is the will, Mom? We don't know where it is. Hang on a few more minutes. And by the way, this lady is not shaking her head or nodding her head. Not
She's
that you can see in the
staring at
camera
her.
angle. She's staring at Theresa.
Or like a coldness in the room?
She's like, maybe.
When you're standing next to the
coldness is
AC
a presence
register,
of
do you get a coldness in the middle of the summer? That's your mother. She's telling me she's there. She's jumping up and down on one leg with a glass of wine.
Salute.
Salute. She's saying salute. Go on that trip. Are you going on a trip to Italy? No. Who's going on a trip to Italy? Who's been on a trip to Italy? Does anyone know where Italy is?
You got to spell Italy.
Have you ever seen a map of Italy?
It's a boot.
Yeah. Is anyone Italian?
So when you would sit with mom, you would feel the presence of other loved ones that have departed. Is that correct?
No.
No. Oh, she says no.
The woman said no.
Theresa is bombing.
Yeah.
Now, I have read accounts. She will not allow anybody to audio or videotape her inside of her own events.
Yeah.
She was here in Atlanta last year, right after we did the Theresa Caputo thing.
I remember you
and
saying,
I wanted to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I read that the security is so tight there that they're probably.
You can't. Yeah.
I can go, but then I can just give
It's
you an
like
account.
Bob Dylan security tight.
Why is Bob Dylan security?
Well, I mean, you couldn't film him. We
You
went to the
couldn't
show
film?
the other night.
Oh, now they have these bags you've got to put your phones in.
We
Have
didn't
you
have
seen
to do
this?
that. I have
Okay.
had to do that before.
I had to do
but-
that when I went and watched Black Swan at the premiere here in Atlanta.
Black Swan?
Remember that movie a long time ago? Okay. I went to the premiere here
Have
in
you
Atlanta.
ever seen a swan?
Have you ever seen a swan? A black swan? They don't exist. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Have you seen a unicorn? Someone is eating Cheerios? Have you ever had a Cheerio? Do you know what a Cheerio is? Your mother's telling me by slurping milk that she knows you
Let's go
Cheerios.
back. She just said, what did she just say? She said,
Let's go back. We'll go back.
she
a few
said,
seconds.
what?
We'll go back a few seconds so that we can't get through
There
this
was a
video
presence
either.
near you.
Yeah.
And the woman says no.
No, she says, do you often feel the presence of other people near you?
And she said no.
Presence of spirit. So when you would sit with mom, you would feel the presence of other loved ones that have departed. Is that correct?
Nope.
Nope.
Know that that's spirit.
No.
And that she was not
Know
alone.
that that's spirit.
Do you have a fart? No, that's spirit. Do you have a past gas? That's spirit coming through.
You have a gas bubble?
Do you have a sneeze? That's spirit coming through. Just know that that's spirit coming through. I can see your father. He's whacking off. That's his way of
spirit.
telling me that that's spirit coming through.
She just glided by
Yeah,
the
she-
woman saying no.
Of course.
And she goes, that's
spirit. Yeah. Because she thinks
That's some spirit.
She didn't say it out loud. She just shook her head, so she's hoping that no one caught it. Teresa's bombing here.
Do you understand that? She also wants to thank you for
Yeah,
not
baby.
treating her as if she was sick. Did your mom always complain about being cold? She just
Okay,
told-
which woman in your life has not complained about being cold? That's all I got to know.
Especially older people.
Yeah, older people. Of course they did.
Yeah, they're cold.
Did your mom ever complain about being old?
Did your mom wear a sweater?
Yeah. Did your mom have any aches and pains ever? Did your mom ever get a headache? I know. She's coming through right now. I can hear her coming through. She's talking to me. Spirit is talking to me.
a knitted blanket and placed it to the side. That's my symbol for that they're not cold anymore on the other side. Really acknowledging that.
What? She's seeing the mom.
She's seeing
place
the mom
the blanket to
on
the
the
side,
side,
and
yeah.
she's not cold anymore.
She took her bra off. That's the sign that her tits are no longer sagging on the other side. Her physical body is lifted, and so did her nipples. She got that boob job she was waiting for.
God, so
Teresa's so
funny.
full of shit. You can see it while you're talking to somebody. This lady is,
She's like a newfangled carny.
yeah, she takes multitasking to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
People are talking to her through one side of her head. She's seeing things through another side of her
She's
head
seeing
and having a full
spirits.
conversation right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any disability
And
or
wearing
they
that
left with the
hair.
physical
Yeah.
body.
Well, that hair hides the earpiece. I sense that she has something on
I
her head.
sense.
I sense. I see something big and poofy.
So who was buried in a red dress?
Oh,
the red
stop
dress.
it.
Anderson is trying to get at her so she
Yeah.
can go. Well, she just said no. But Theresa is going to move along because she knows if Anderson starts asking questions,
right,
it's going to get
it's gonna
real
fall
tough.
apart.
Now watch what a big deal she's
Anderson
going
is
to
a
make.
hard-hitting journalist.
She goes, does anybody buried in a red dress? Now watch this.
Or you go, oh no, not me. or someone was viewed because they had me stand at a casket and I saw someone viewed.
They
and I'm viewing
had
someone's
me
physical
stand in a
body, and
casket.
Had me standing there.
They dragged me in a casket. Was anybody buried in a casket? Is there any caskets? Does anybody know what a casket is? Help me here. Have you been to a funeral home? Do you know somebody who's been to a funeral? Did you drive by a funeral home? Buried in a red dress.
Wow.
said, "Can you believe that this is how I was laid to rest?" Or did someone? They just told me yes. So who was that?
They just told me yes.
So you thought that?
They just told me yes. Mm-hmm. She's hearing something in her ear.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's hearing her producers in her ear.
You thought that about someone?
You thought that about someone. What? Was anyone buried in a red dress?
No, but I thought about it.
Nope. You thought that? You thought that someone should be buried in a red dress.
I was talking to my husband yesterday, and I said, you know what would be pretty is if I was buried in a red dress. I'm going to try it on right
You
now.
thought that
Yeah.
about someone. Oh, and she's wearing a red shirt.
More beautiful than ever before.
I'm sorry.
What did you say?
Here comes the crazy old
My
lady.
mother was in a fuchsia dress, and she was
Fuchsia.
Close.
And when she died, she was holding my hand, and she said, the light, it's so bright.
Can you turn that fucking ring light off? I don't care about your TikTok. My mom asked me to turn the ring light off.
And I says, Mom, it's okay to go.
And is your dad also departed as well?
Yes, he is.
So know that they are together.
Oh, I know it. They were Mutt and Jeff in
She-
real life, and now I'm sure they're together again.
She wants you to know how beautiful she looked when she was laid to rest. Because I don't know if people commented on her dress.
Anderson looks like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? Yeah. I want you to know she thought she looked beautiful in that dress. She took a million pictures.
Say?
Yeah.
Like, she hated that.
This is just like,
thinks
this
I look
bothers me.
ugly.
Yeah, but I guess for a person like this, who
It
the
just
lady who just
helps.
stood
It
up.
helps
Yeah. Well, I
the
mean, I'm not
people.
sure it helps, though. Does it? It helps give them hope that
I guess. I don't know. Some kind of comfort?
she is searching this room for one person who believes her bullshit. And Anderson is not it. Look at him. He's like, no, not buying it, Theresa.
Look.
Said, or you didn't know what to bury her in, whatever. I felt like it was perfect.
It was.
Did you not put shoe? What was with the shoes?
Everything had to be this dyed to match, and she was at 80.
Everyone had to be dyed to match, including my mother. She died to match too. Oh my God. This lady believes
at
her
Anderson
bullshit.
again.
I know. Anderson has the perfect poker face. That face is never different, except when he's drinking with that Andy Warhol or whatever his name is. Andy Richter. What's his name?
Bravo, Andy.
Bravo. No facts on this show, guys. No facts. Just remember.
3-4, I'm not sure right now because I'm nervous, but for her 80th birthday, we took her to Las Vegas because that was the love of her life, is gambling.
But you buried her with the shoes.
She lost the house when I was a kid.
That's what I want to be remembered for. She's a real
borrowed
gambler.
She borrowed monies from loan sharks. We're in a lot of debt.
Yes.
There was the shoes. So the shoes were fuchsia as well.
Yeah, dyed to match.
Stop it.
We're sisters, and it is her mother,
And whose
too.
spouses passed? Oh wait, you have the religious. Whose are those? Are you wearing someone's religious articles? I said that earlier, didn't I?
Didn't I say that earlier? Didn't I say
Someone's
that earlier?
wearing a cross.
Someone's wearing a cross. I told you somebody was going to wear a cross. I told you. I knew it. Spirit came to me. Wait, a wet fart right on my head. That's my sign for spiritual articles. Do you have a smell cast in the room? That spirit. Can you smell the gas right now? I just crop dusted that
Start
spirit.
saying that.
Oh, that spirit.
Just burp and say that spirit.
That spirit.
Jeff will be like, "What?
Yeah.
It's spirit."
Every time I fart,
It's
I'm
my
going to be like,
mom's
that's spirit
spirit.
talking to you.
Spirit.
It's mom's spirit coming through me.
Saying hello.
Okay, whose is that? My grandma. Perfect, because I said it's either mother or grandmother that's wearing the religion.
I said it.
Mother or grandmother.
Oh my! You didn't feel like raising your hand? You're gonna embarrass me on Anderson like that? No wonder why my picture isn't up in the hallway.
And the woman that's with Tamara, is it Tamara
Tamara Braxton?
Braxton?
Yeah.
She has no role. In
Yeah,
this whole thing.
she's like,
Trying to
why did
keep
you
up.
bring me here?
I know.
Hey, Cooper, what's going on? And meanwhile, every time that Theresa gets bogged down, she just starts laughing. She puts a joke out there.
Yes, she does.
That's part of the craft.
But for those, some people watching this will say, and I'm a
Absolutely.
skeptic, will say, look, you're, in a
Fishing.
room of 250 people, whatever, somebody will certainly have had Alzheimer's.
Well, that's the thing. Unfortunately, we all lost someone in our lives. We all lost somebody, and we also lose someone to a heart attack, lung cancer, just cancer.
Right, that makes
Yes,
my
all
job
those-
Yeah,
easier.
that makes my job easier. I just name those things, and somebody inevitably raises their hand.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Anderson, this is how I've made millions of dollars. What do you think? I am a dumb shit? No, I'm not a dumb shit. I'm a con artist. There's a big difference.
But it's the details that Spirit gives is what is mind-blowing and phenomenal. What would make to think that they're going on a trip to Europe?
Your producer reading their Facebook page? That's
Or
Yeah,
just
or
like randomly,
in a room
everybody
of
wants
200
to go to Europe.
That's right. In a room of 250 Americans, someone's on their way to Europe.
Yeah,
I can guarantee it. That's where we came from.
You know that she lost a 3-month-old daughter, or that somebody was wearing religious. I mean, and people can say, yes, those are common things, but it's the specific details that spirit gives.
And does this happen to you all the time? I mean, is there ever a time where you're like, I mean, you were asking that question during the break, where you're just, your mind is at rest and people aren't coming to you?
Well, it's just when I choose not to acknowledge them or not.
No one's
Today's my
home.
day off.
No one is home.
Spirits.
Not again, devil. Not again. Not today, Satan. Not today. This is such horse shit. Horse
I
shit.
choose not to acknowledge them.
It's
There's
spirit
just
that
ghosts
doesn't
running
respect.
around. I mean,
Yeah.
What the?
But that's the whole thing. Is she says that there's ghosts running around 24 hours a day. She sees them, she hears them,
Yeah.
and she tunes in Tokyo anytime that it just doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
It really doesn't.
Boundaries. You know, when I approach someone out and give a spontaneous reading, I'm there. It's
There's
not
a
just
ghost
like
next to you.
Do you know anybody with a piece of hair? Did you know anybody that breathes?
Watch out.
Watch out. Look out, they're taking their clothes off. Look out, they're moving their blanket to the left. That tells me that they're warm. She's out in New York. It's like 32 degrees. And she's like, do you feel a coldness in the air? That's spirit. Spirit's talking to you.
We're gonna go, hey, you. You know, I'm there for a while. Spirit's pushing me. Spirit, they won't leave me alone. I could be choking on my food, having trouble breathing.
You say spirit is pushing you.
Yes. Spirit, I'm not bothering
I
anybody.
could be choking on my food. And
You
spirit
say-
won't leave me alone.
You say spirit is pushing you.
You say it's spirit that's pushing you, huh? And it's not bullshit that's pushing you. It's not that paycheck that you get every week from A&E or whoever runs your shitty show.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't wake up one day and say, oh, I think I want to be a medium. You know, I was just born this way.
So I just have a question. When you said the spirits are pushing you, like when you saw the casket, and so the spirit pushed you to a casket?
Well, what I mean by pushing is like they'll just keep showing me things because my life experience is
A flashcard?
different.
Here.
Yeah, how does that happen? There's an iPad. It's an iPad. And what happens is they
They've
flip through.
upgraded.
Yeah, they search it. They search casket, red dress. They show it to me. I see it out of this corner of my eye. I'm still looking at you having a conversation. It's a whole process. We have a whole thing worked out. And since I can't hear them when you're talking to them, what happened? You hear that? That was spirit. Spirit screaming bloody murder. Spirit wants a Happy Meal and the Disney Channel.
Does want a Happy Meal.
So we have this whole signal thing worked out. I bounce up and down.
And say salute on one.
Teresa, it's me, Mr. Spirit.
Hi, Mr. Spirit. I'm here at Anderson Cooper. What can I do for you?
Look for somebody who had a leg,
Who sat in a chair?
who sat in a chair, or anybody who's driven a car. You're sure to hit on that one. I'll talk to you later. It's Mr. Spirit. Out. It's me, Mr. Spirit. I'm going to lay a big wet fart in the room. Then you tell everybody, that's Spirit. I'm going to make
Also
it...
ask if someone had died in a casket.
Only one. Stop, Chrissy. You're confusing her. I'll be the official representative for Spirit, if you don't mind. It's Teresa's day off. Leave a message. Mr. Spirit will get back to you later. We can't push her. We have to show her our iPad. You don't know how the process works, Chrissy. Put it on your Facebook page. She'll scroll through your feed while she's talking to somebody on stage.
Oh my God.
Your hair looks beautiful, Teresa. How about those nails? We'll be back later.
Everybody else's. But by showing me standing in front of a casket with someone in a red dress, that's not something common that people would do. It is not common that someone would lay someone to rest in a fuchsia.
It is.
Teresa, hold on 1 second. You're getting in the deep end here, honey. Hello, Mr. Spirit, come on in, Theresa. Tune in. I'm trying to save you from embarrassment.
Helen Anderson.
When you say it's not common that people are showed a casket from the spirit, you're correct. You sound like a dipshit. Theresa, you're not a great representative for spirits. We're going back to Miss Cleo. Your spirit representative privileges have been revoked. Miss Cleo had better hair anyway.
Oh my God. He's so laughing.
Dress, correct? I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong.
Probably
what
are.
I've also learned as being a medium, not everyone views their loved one's physical body. You know, and we take those things for granted. You know, people will say, oh, of course I lost my father. Of course I lost my grandparents. But for me, I'm very blessed. I still have my parents here in the physical world. I still have a grandparent here in the physical world. My husband survived a brain tumor. I still have my in-laws here. I'm very blessed.
No one knows what you're talking about. You've managed to confuse them. Oh, you're doing well, Theresa. Keep confusing them.
To sit with someone when they're ill, I didn't have that experience. So we tend to take things for granted, and that's where it's just about being more aware and knowing that our loved ones are still with us. And just don't take things for granted. Anything
Take
that goes
things
on
for
around you
granted
that is
of
odd,
what?
different,
She's fucking talking
coincidence,
about? He asked her a
they're not.
question.
I know.
Just embrace them as symbols and signs that your loved ones are with you, trying to get your attention so you know that they're okay.
She won't even
Try
look
to
him
get
in
your
the eye.
attention. I mean, well, what are you supposed to do with
you
their
very much.
attention? Like, if my mom passed away 2 years ago. What? I'm taking it for granted. Like, I'm confused on what she's saying, because if my mom is next to me jumping up and down on one leg saying salute, well, what? I mean, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Cheers her back?
That's the thing. That's why this.
Yes.
That's why Theresa is
Salute.
dangerous. That's why she's bad. That's why she is bad.
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do with that
She is a
information.
horrible human being. It's because she is telling everybody, take these signs and signals and all this other shit. The truth is, you're giving people now. Maybe it does happen. I'm not saying
Exactly.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
Yes.
What I'm saying
think
is
maybe we may not even be able to see it.
That's
whatever,
correct.
But for somebody to be,
Yes.
I mean, I know in your afterlife, you're going to be pinching nipples and slapping butts.
I'm gonna be slapping asses all over town. Look out! That spirit. That spirit's sexually assaulting my twin brother. Hey, Kevin, I'm slapping you in the dick, buddy. That
Yeah, like, what are you
spirit.
supposed to take?
Yeah.
Like, it's comforting.
I am not saying it doesn't happen. I am saying
Because then it's almost like you can't let go. Because
Yeah.
then I'd be like, well,
Of course.
Mom, what do you think?
that's why this sucks.
Mom,
Yeah.
what do you think about this podcast? Are you
Yeah.
here?
Now
Are
this
you
lady
saluting us?
is for the rest of her life is going to believe that her mother is hanging around in a fuchsia dress talking to her. And that to me is
I
the dangerous
know.
part.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. But if it does happen, Theresa fucking Caputo is not the person that spirit chooses to come through. Not every single, every spirit chooses to come through Theresa Caputo.
I would think it would be more like a religious
experience,
Yes.
or
A
it would
shaman,
be personal,
something.
My God,
Eating a bunch of mushrooms.
Yeah, she's. I've seen some spirits in my time. I've drank some spirits in my time. I think I've been some spirits in my time. I think I've visited the afterlife a couple times.
Watching at AndersonCooper.com.
Okay. Anderson. We made it through a video.
We did.
Yay!
We did.
I love you and I miss you.
Yeah.
I am not saying that this doesn't happen. I am saying that it is unlikely that Theresa Caputo, highly unlikely, that Theresa Caputo can see every spirit that ever was ever.
Yeah.
Just because, my belief, and here, let's go back to this just for a second. So my belief is, and we can go right to the beginning of this, and for those of you that didn't see it, we'll recap. My belief is this. My belief is that Theresa...
that would be overwhelming. You wouldn't even be able to function.
Yeah, that's
in
right.
life.
If people were screaming and yelling at you and pushing you toward caskets, you
Saying
would be...
salute, jumping on a leg, pushing blankets.
Yeah, how do you even handle it so well?
Dancing around.
That's right. My belief, our belief here at the commercial break, is that Theresa Caputo is using electronic devices as well as producers and information gathered before the show. And this is why she's having such a hard time on a show like Anderson's, because Anderson's producers did not allow her to fleece the
audience
ahead of time for information that they could use. And this is supposedly what happens in her live events, is that you buy a ticket, they make you give them your email address and some additional information, name, address, contact info, and then the producers are already doing homework long before you get there. Then when you get there, there are plants in the audience, and they ask, why are you here? Oh, my dad passed away a couple of years ago, and I'd like to talk to him. Oh, that's horrible. What did he die from?
And they're wired.
Right? And they are getting this information. They know who you are. You are now picked out of the crowd, and they tell Theresa who to go to talk to and what information. By way of, I think, by an earpiece and possibly some kind of device attached to her head that is a pressure sensor. And by pressing a certain button, they can tap the back of her head with that pressure sensor. Yes, no, maybe so. Yeah.
So tap that ass, tap that head.
That's right. Or what? Or why else would you have never, ever seen Theresa Caputo's ears in public? Why? Why have you not seen her ears? Theresa, I dare you. I will never say your name in public again. I will issue an apology. I will tell my friends and my family. I will sing your praises. I will buy tickets for everyone that I know myself to go to your live event every time you come within 100 miles of my home. If you come to the commercial break without your hair done like that, and you read me, and you can tell us some information about people that have passed away that no one else would know.
Also, I just want to let the dead die.
Yeah, let the dead die. I want the dead to die. That's what I want.
I just want to let the dead be. They don't need to be resurrected worrying about me.
That's right. Let's go back to the beginning of this when Theresa starts, because this is really where she kind of fails.
Yeah.
You were reading something else. So.
Somebody lost a spouse newly, and someone also lost a sister. And someone is also wearing the mother or grandmother's religious articles, whether if it's...
mother or grandmother's like religious articles.
Someone lost a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, cousin, uncle, aunt, a friend, someone they knew, someone in the magazine, Walt Disney. Does anybody know that? Listen to how many things she just said.
Yeah, it's very broad.
A miraculous medal. A miraculous
medal.
What is a miraculous medal?
It's a medal with a miracle. It's a miracle medal.
I think I'm right. I'm right here. Is your wife departed? Yes. Your wife is departed? Yes. Okay, because she sat next to you, and she said, "Just sit down. Just sit down." Would that be her personality to tell you, maybe don't speak up yet quite so much? Is that her wedding ring?
No, it's my mother's wedding.
Oh, it's your mother.
First of all, why are you wearing your mother's wedding ring? That's a little weird, dude.
That's true.
He's got his mother's panties on, too. It's me, Mr. Spirit. Tell him. Say it, Theresa. Say it.
Did you like to dress up in your mother's panties? Why, yes, I did.
Is that your wife's ring?
No, it's my mother's
wedding ring.
No, it's his neighbor's. He stole it.
Oh, my God. It's too funny.
The wedding ring. And that's your mom's wedding ring?
Yes, it is. And this is my wife's wedding ring here.
It's on another woman.
Where's the chair? Why do I keep getting the thing with the chair?
Why?
Why is there a chair? Do you see a chair? Have you sat on a chair? Do you own a chair? Would you like a chair? Do you know what a chair is?
Ask him about the chair. Ask him about trees. Has he ever seen trees?
Oh my God.
Ask him if he's ever seen television. Black, white, or otherwise.
He's wearing his mother's wedding ring.
Oh my God. Teresa's fumbling. She's fouling out right here at the baseline.
And we don't know who that woman is next to him.
No,
that
that's
is wearing his
thing.
wife's.
Yeah.
He's not wearing his wife's, but he's wearing his mother's.
He's wearing his mother's wedding ring, and some stranger
next to
that's sitting next to him is wearing his wife's. It's a weird family. I think the real story is those two.
I do too.
Why does Anderson?
He's got a little mustache.
Yeah, he's got a mustachio. He's a dapper Dan. If I was Anderson, I'd go straight to those two. I'd be like, hold on,
What's
Theresa,
your
give me a
story?
second. Yeah, what's your story? Are you willing to do another episode after this about you?
Why are you wearing your mother's wedding ring?
Yeah.
Or did she have an issue with her legs prior to her passing?
No. Sorry, lady.
She used her legs.
Yeah.
Ask him if his mother had trouble with her legs after her death. Did she have a hard time walking after her passing? Ask her if she had a hard time doing sit-ups after her death.
Something with a stomach. Someone had a stomach.
With the issue with the legs?
What?
Paralyzed or something?
Look at that woman's
amputated? Was there an issue with the legs where your husband was bed restriction? Is that correct?
Well, you're on bed restriction if you have something wrong with your legs.
Yeah, if you're paralyzed, Theresa, come on. What is he doing? Jumping jacks? Come on, man.
You got a problem with your legs.
Yeah, you got a problem with your legs. If you have
Were you in bed?
Oh, my God.
Were you in bed?
Theresa.
Oh, my God.
Well, they're pointing out she's shaking her head no, so that's fine. Look, you don't have to acknowledge it. I don't care. I don't care if you believe in what I do. That's not what just accept that.
Like that.
I'm sorry?
This lady.
You're afraid what about me? I'm talking to dead people. Don't you think?
She's like, I didn't come here to get yelled at.
She looks scared. She's like,
does
don't
look
put
scared.
those nails
Yeah.
in me.
I don't want anything to do with it. Oh my gosh. This is why. Listen. All right. Okay. We can do this all day long. I got 30 more videos of Theresa Caputo. I would love to do
more.
every single one of them because I won't stop until some people
Unmasked.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of my purpose in life is that I don't have anything personal against Theresa Caputo. I'm sure she's a lovely mother and I'm sure she's a good friend, but her profession is a con and she's hurting people's feelings and she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care if you go home.
She's made it into a business.
It's a huge business. She's making millions and millions of dollars. She readily admits that when she travels, she wants to stay at the finest hotels. She wants to go to the finest places. She wants to do the finest things. She's doing that all on your back. She's doing that because you buy into her bullshit. And the truth
you're
is,
sad.
Yeah, you're sad
About the people that you've lost.
That's right.
Understandably so. However, I mean,
don't give her any more money.
Let the dead die.
Yeah, let the dead die.
I love you, and I miss you.
What other things do you have?
What other things I have?
Who wouldn't want it?
That's right.
Trying to help you, stupid.
I love it. Now I know
I've got
all.
a bunch of other stuff here.
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Little mixing board over there.
I don't believe in the internet, please. That's one of my favorites. And then I got that one, of course. I got the end of the show. That's how it goes. Oh my gosh,
we did it,
guys.
part 2.
We did it. Part 2. We finished a video for you, and we finished the video you requested. Theresa Caputo. I feel accomplished. I feel like we did something. I feel like we're helping people. I feel like we're erasing all the bad that Theresa is doing by finishing the video about Theresa Caputo. All right, one more disclaimer that I'm going to give because we gave it last episode. I'm going to give it again. Do never, ever think that the commercial break has any kind of journalistic integrity because we're not journalists. We're two idiots making a fucking podcast to make each other laugh. Yes. And so our facts are not facts. Reality is not real, and you should never take us seriously, ever. If you're looking for advice, news about your health, life, politics, economy, whatever, find that somewhere else. If you're just looking to relax, forget about the details.
Let your mind go.
We're right here. So,
yeah,
anyway.
we're a meditative podcast.
That's right. That's what I like to think. You can fall right asleep to Brian screaming in your ear. It's the franchise. So stupid. TCBpodcast.com. That's where you go. You find out more information about Chrissy and I. Listen to all the audio. Watch all the video from one singular place. And you can find us on Instagram at The Commercial Break, and youtube.com/The Commercial Break.
We're also doing nudist summer games.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to the nudist summer games. What was I going to say? On YouTube channel, clips every single day of the week. Content you can't find anywhere else. Please like and subscribe. Comment on your favorite video. We know you will. Good, bad, or indifferent. We're going to hear it. 661-237-8296. That's 661. The word best, the number 2, YOYO. Text us or call us and leave us a voice message if you'd like to participate in the TCB Summer Games, TCB Trivia, game shows, and the match game, putting singles together. We're playing it all this summer, and we need you. So if you're interested, give me a text message. Or if you just like to talk to us, give us content ideas, whatever. Hit us up on the text message. I get text messages all the time, and I absolutely love it. I love when you guys communicate with us. So keep it coming. Okay. This is what I say. I say, Chrissy, there's nothing left to do because we're out of video.
So.
And we're out of time. So, I love you.
I love you.
Best to you.
Best to you.
And best to you out there in the podcast universe. We always say, we do say, and we must say. Until next time.
Bye.